Are you ready? I said, are you ready for 1,000 not in attendance and the millions around the world not watching? Let's get ready to talk wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast brings to you. It's me. It's that M-A-T-T. Riding with me as always is Scotty Dote.
Scotty don't know wrestling.
Scotty doesn't know wrestling, and we're going to discuss that here in a little bit.
But if you have 2 words for you, watch it, subscribe to it, do something.
Just do it.
Just do it. So this is Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Thanks, Matt, for jumping on. It's always a pleasure to do this twice a week with you.
And maybe we can get Monster. I understand that we got someone watches our stuff now.
Do they?
From what you were saying, that
Yeah.
cigar companies
checked out our stuff. So who knows? We'll just see how it rolls. We're not pushy people, so we'll see. Shoot, lots happened, man. Lots happened since Saturday. A lot of hot topics. We had a Raw that wasn't great, but it had some good stuff. So where do you want to start, bro?
I mean, we could start with me getting banned on Friday if we want to really start there. Anyway, we're gonna go right into that Clash at the Castle.
Yes.
I felt Clash at the Castle was a solid pay-per-view. For what it was.
Yes.
I think they did a great job. There wasn't, in my opinion, there wasn't a horrible match. They were all on par with the rest of the matches that we had seen in previous pay-per-views.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
I mean, I don't want to not talk about it, but I mean, if we speed through it, that'd be fine too. Because I mean, I want to get to the good stuff.
So Clash at the Castle. You started what match, and we can go at it.
Well, the opening match was Bailey and Damage Control versus Asuka and Bianca and Alexa, and that was a good match. It was a lot of action, and I know we're probably gonna have a difference in opinions here, but it's okay because this is a theme for our show. I felt the right team went over. I think you had to build Bailey's group into a bunch of bad women.
Yes,
just had to.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, Matt. That was a great match. Why don't you bring? You had to put those guys over. You can't bring Bailey back at Summer and those girls at SummerSlam to have them lose at Clash. Great match. I'm glad I'm not a Bianca Belair fan. Her and her hair needs to get off, do something else. I don't like it.
I've never been a Bianca Belair fan. I think she is very athletic. She's very athletic. It falls into the same category as Austin Theory, right?
Right.
Austin Theory, great talent, great in the ring, tremendous guy. Could be the next John Cena, but his gimmick sucks, and so does Bianca. This EST stuff with the long hair, gotta go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my opinion.
I like Asuka. I like Alexa Bliss. I think this is going to set up some singles stuff, even a tag team between Sky and Dakota Kai, and those two. But great match. You had to give it.
They get a tag team championship spot at next week on Raw.
Okay. I mean, you had to give it to a solid match. I'd probably give it a B as far as that goes. That's a good match. Yep. For sure.
The next one was the Sheamus Gunther match.
Sheamus Gunther match.
Holy shit, they beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, dude. Go back and look at pictures and video of Sheamus's chest. I mean,
it looked like ground beef, man. Like
some of that stuff that they do, it it's it hurts, and it's you can say it's fake as shit as my wife, as fake as nuts as that's been said around my house. True, true storytelling, true, it's scripted, true, whatever. But those boys hit each other hard, and there was like major proof to see that. I mean, great match. I want to see Sheamus win. I don't like Gunther.
Well,
or whatever.
Again, I felt the right guy went over.
I did too, and I loved how Sheamus at the end, stayed in the ring, and
it was almost like he was saying goodbye.
Yeah. So I don't know. Was he saying goodbye? Was he not? We had another one of those at All Out with another person that it almost was like, did he say goodbye or what? But no. I mean, Sheamus, I think they need to do something quickly with him, or he's going to be gone. But I'm not a fan of the winner, but all around, it was a decent match, hard hitting match. It was a Gunther Sheamus match.
Yeah,
so it was good.
Next one was what?
Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler.
Liv surprised me. Not gonna lie, she surprised me in with her Madonna gear.
That was sick.
Yeah, it was actually a shout out to Sensational Sherry. If you go back to SummerSlam '92,
yes. She finally showed up.
Liv, yeah,
yes, finally showed up.
Well, she trained with the guy that, again, I don't like him. I hate his gimmick. I hate his bro gimmick. I think he's trash. That gimmick's trash. But I enjoy. Matt Riddle as a MMA guy can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fighter. He knows all the technical stuff. He's a great technical wrestler. I just hate his bro gimmick. I don't go smoke a couple doobies out back, and I don't need that. I don't know. I just not a fan.
But no, she did good. So she trained with him, huh?
Yeah,
that's cool. Great guy, great gimmick, great guy. Love the
gimmick.
Love the
great
Riddle
guy.
But finally she showed up and she beat a girl. I mean, I'll be honest. I picked her in my prediction. I picked Shayna Baszler to win. Maybe it's because I was over the fact of the shitty performances Liv gave us the past two times, but she wins, and they're gonna. I don't know. They got some ideas for her, I guess. So.
Well, I know my. Let's see, my predictions. I only lost one. I think. What was it? Only one of them that I lost.
Yeah.
Hold on. I can tell you exactly who I picked because Andrew and I did our. It was supposed to be our pre-show stuff. The only one I lost is the next match.
All right. So we had Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
I thought for sure they'd put Finn over. I thought for sure they would put Finn over being over in the UK.
Yeah.
I was wrong. But what we got out of it was better than Finn winning. We finally have Dominic being worth watching.
Finally got Dominic done with what he was doing and onto something different. And
he's finally doing something that I can actually sit down and watch instead of, Dom's on TV. I can just go get popcorn.
Yeah, but the problem I have with that, Matt, is the way they did it. We talked about this briefly, I think, with Duke to Dom Shadrozi. WWE does a lot of things over and over and over again. So they showed pictures of the way Eddie Guerrero turned on Rey Mysterio, the same clothesline, etc., etc. And they used that as how Dominic got over on his dad. So I think there's a million and one ways they could have done that. I'm not a fan of how they did it. I'm a fan of them finally getting that done. So I'm happy with that. So I guess I got to be happy with the way they did it. But I'm not a fan. You could have had them do something different, except for stand on the ring, or instead of coming in there, being a distraction like he always is, and finally decided to kick Edge in the nuts and clothesline his dad. In my opinion, he's a piece of shit, but I like him as a piece of shit, to be honest with you. Last night I watched that Raw last night, and I loved his character. I loved it. But I'm just not a fan of how he did it. Not a fan. I am a fan of that he did it, but not how. So,
I mean, when it didn't happen earlier, you knew that it was going to happen after.
yeah, of course.
I was hoping, and this is me being a wrestler. I'm sitting there watching it, enjoying a very good match. Rhea wasn't getting involved. Dom wasn't getting involved. They were just in the corner. I'm like, okay, good. We're gonna get a clean win. We're gonna get things, and then what Dom started the whole thing by jumping in. Like, I'm like, what's this little pecker doing? Like, what was it? Why? And then for me, it kind of like took the match from being a top notch match down to a kind of a B match.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Ray and Edge and Finn and Damien go at it, just them, and finally get rid of it. Be done with it.
Right. Well,
no outside interference.
Right. They had that chance last night, man. But stupid had to get sent on the apron to stop his dad from 619 and or Priest. And that's a great angle, but I agree with you. I want to see I want to see that match with no interference, no anything. Dom and Rhea Ripley, stay your asses back. Although I will say this, I don't know what kind of feelings they have towards each other, Ray and or Dominic and Rhea. But that would be a good tag team intergender tag team match. Because
you mean Dom's new Poppy?
Yeah, Dom's new Poppy, yeah. So, but yeah, it was a good match. I mean, again, a B match. It was, if I had to grade it, it would be got over, pops like crazy. For being a overseas pay-per-view, I think so far WWE has gave us 3 great matches.
And one of the best matches of the night is on right after with my man, the architect,
the pussy,
the visionary,
the stupid
Seth Rollins. I love it.
Go back to Seth Rollins being under Triple H's thumb. I lost all respect for that boy when he came back as, I don't know, the visionary,
Now, when he came back, when he was the Kingslayer, and that was my favorite Seth Rollins, the Kingslayer, when he was going blows with Triple H. That was fun Seth Rollins.
Yes.
When he got hurt and he went away and then came back as this visionary, like the whole churchy thing.
Yes.
The whole Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah. That's
when I kind of like, nah. Now I'm starting to get back into it because he's cocky. He's arrogant. He is.
But he's over the top, bro.
Yeah, and someone who smokes pot right before it comes out, isn't? Flips his sandals out and rides a goddamn scooter down the ring.
You know, at least he's talented, man.
So is Seth Rollins.
All right. Well, I don't say, I'm not saying he's not. I think he is again, it's not about the guy in the ring. He does great stuff in the ring. I can't stand his gimmick. His whacked up suit coats, and that annoying freaking laugh that he does. I hate it.
I hope Hambone hears this because Hambone is right there with him, man. I love Hambone's gear.
I like Hambone's gear too, but bro,
if you like Hambone's gear, then you gotta like what Seth Rollins doing.
No. Seth Rollins needs to go back wearing his black vest, his black pants, being a badass, and not this overrated.
Not overrated.
Overrated drip god wannabe because he wants to be like Hambone, he just can't.
Well, I'm saying. I think Hambone got his inspiration from Seth Rollins.
Maybe, but Hambone did a better job. That's all I'm saying. Still one of the best in the ring. I won't take that away from him. I don't dislike his wrestling ability. So don't take me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think that's what you said about Riddle. You like his wrestling in ring stuff, minus the gimmick. And that's where I'm at with Seth Rollins. It's minus the gimmick is all it is. I could care less about Seth Rollins' gimmick. I did like him better when he was a Shield. I did like even when he turned on the Shield, I liked him. But when he came back from his injury, it was like he got that damn laugh.
The Monday Night Messiah is when I kind of. It was from then until the Visionary when that song's a banger though, dude.
It is. Now I will say this: that promo that he cut with Riddle prior to Clash, that was sick. That was good.
And it was the work.
They both 2 weeks in a row. They did sick press conferences or sick whatever you say. It's a work. It probably is, but us wrestling fans will never know because we're getting fooled. I think we're getting fooled by another company, but that's okay. So we went. What?
No, I don't know. That whole match from start to finish, those two guys put on a banger of a match, beat the piss out of each other.
By far the number one match of the night.
They stole the show.
I'm not even going to go into that last match. We'll talk about the last match, but that last match didn't even come close to beating that match with Riddle and Seth Rollins. So
the spot that I popped the most in that last match was the entrance. Drew McIntyre's entrance.
That was good.
That was sick.
Yep, everybody was talking about let's bring that old entrance song, and they did, kind of.
Well, yeah, they should have let him come down the whole way with it. I thought that would have been better, but
I thought they were going to do that, and all of a sudden it turned to his new stuff, and I'm like, But Roman Reigns came along, of course.
Well, because the Usos were
busy getting
detained.
They were getting busy getting pulled over, and I don't know what kind of problems did they get into.
And I want to say, wasn't it like drunk driving again for like the 5th time?
Near Pensacola, probably.
Probably.
On the way to the airport, Fort Walton Beach Airport, trying to get to the UK.
And then that. Paul, I don't know why Paul Heyman wasn't over there, but
where is he?
Has he not been?
I seen something on TV or on the net. Again, the net is awful. We'll get into that in a minute. But I see something on the net that put Triple H as general manager of Raw and Paul Heyman as general manager of SmackDown. Do you see that coming towards us anytime soon?
I mean, well, they are talking about another draft, so maybe they're prepping for the draft kind of deal. And I mean, what happens if Triple H decides that he's going to draft Roman over to Raw? I mean,
did you also see the picture of Brock Lesnar in the crowd at Clash? I guess he was in the building somewhere watching the show. So,
no, I thought the Karrion Kross thing was a little bit. That I don't know. That was just dumb.
I missed that because I turned away. Must have. And I read about
it. Was very brief. He got involved very briefly. It literally, if you blinked, you missed it. And that's all I was like, well, why fly the guy all the way over there for him to throw a water bottle at Drew McIntyre?
Right.
Is that all you're going to do? Make him slip?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're going to be, well, when Tyson Fury beat the piss out of, or just knocked out Theory, that was amazing.
That was a big pop for me, man. I can't stand Theory.
Has all the potential to be a John Cena. Has the talent. He can go. But I mean, he was huge in NXT.
Right.
But you bring him to the main show, it's another one of those.
Yep, bring him to the main show thing, and then you get screwed. So, but no, that was a good match. I mean, McIntyre. I mean, I could see him winning. I could have seen him winning several times. I was like, oh crap, he's gonna win. He's gonna pull it off. I don't know what they're gonna do, but he's gonna pull it off. And it was what it was. Roman Reigns beat McIntyre, but my pops were Fury knocking the shit out of Theory, which is awesome. And then
did you hear what Kevin Owens said last night on Raw?
uh
He goes, because him and KO and Theory are starting to have words. I think they're gonna. This is just one of those things that they were talking about, where Kevin Owens might be the guy to take the briefcase away from Theory because he's too young and he doesn't deserve it.
See, I thought they were going to do that last night. Actually, I was watching without sound. Because I was watching another TV show. And I was like, oh shit, are they going to wrestle for the case? I see that happening. I see that happening in the next pay-per-view.
Because KO says, "Oh shoot, you could say you got KO'd last or at Clash of the Castle." And yeah, I see Kevin Owens taking that briefcase away from him.
It's not.
It's more believable for a guy like KO to cash in on Roman than anybody.
Right, and I think that it's not the first time we've seen the briefcase get taken off somebody, get put on somebody else. So I think that might be an angle that they might be going back to. So that I would be all right with that.
It happened last year though. That's the only problem that I'm.
Yeah, but
you do it 2 years in a row. Is it going to be a trend now? Like,
was it last year or was it the year before when they did that with the Miz and Otis? A few years ago, wasn't it?
Well, who won Money in the Bank last year?
I have no idea. I slept since then. But
I took a shit.
Yeah. See how important Money in the Bank is to me.
2021.
So
Money in the Bank winner.
But I was kind of confused after the show was over, and Fury got into the ring. I thought Fury was going to cold cock Drew McIntyre and set up something like a celebrity wrestler feud for a while, and it set up Drew McIntyre and Fury, two big men. But then I soon realized that there was a UK tradition that because they're both from the UK, so that they'd sing together. And well, that kind of was like confusing to me because.
Oh yeah, Andrew turned to me and we go, "What the hell is this?"
That's what I said.
I don't know.
I was like, "What's going on?" You know, Roman Reigns is up the stage into the locker room, and
we're getting ready to sing "Sweet Caroline."
Yeah, I'm like,
okay.
I was confused. I was like, well, then I read later that's a tradition, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. If that's tradition, that's tradition, you know.
I loved going back to that first match with Bailey and that the chant that they did for Bailey, the whole Bailey. I can't do it. I'm not even gonna murder that song, but they were doing the old Bailey chant. Was really cool. There's another chant that they did for, I think it was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Well, we all knew it was coming. Sikoa. So what's his name?
Solo Sikoa.
Solo Sikoa. You knew he was coming. You knew he was coming soon. You know, and what a way to bring him in when the Usos couldn't be there and Paul Heyman's not there. He shows up in a black outfit and pops and interferes and helps Roman win. And Roman at the end, he basically told him, you know, getting back. And so you know that's gonna be that is an unstoppable fraction. Ain't nobody powerful enough to beat them.
Oh, and I gotta go back. I popped two. Again, I had a few pops actually at Clash. When Gunther came out with the other member of the Imperium.
Yes.
I was like, oh, is this something that's going to be a thing now? Are we getting the Imperium back? I hope to God we are, because that is a great. That could be your next. That could be your way to transition away from the bloodline. Yeah. I'm not saying Walter takes Roman out. I think the Imperium as a tag team could do something to Usos.
Right. I think before they take it off the Usos, they got to figure out how they're gonna unify the championships. They did it.
I think that's where the draft's going to come into play.
I hope so, because I'm not a fan of it. I thought I would be a fan of it, but I'm not. I'm not a fan of it at all. So
now, if they were going to take it down to one show, but you're obviously not the direction they're going. So
no.
So Worlds Collide, we yada yada yada. All the NXT people won their matches except for the tag team.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't watch it.
I watched. I was up north.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. I mean, Braun Breaker won. Beat. We got 5 people in here. Cool. If you guys want to throw roll Ham Bones here. What's up, fellas? We were talking about you a little bit ago. Ham Bone,
bro. I was just talking shit about Seth Rollins' outfits and shit. I cannot stand his new persona, his new fucking.
I love the drip god.
I mean, you are the drip god, Hambone. Seth Rollins, I'm sorry, he needs to take backseat to you and learn from you, because his shit is awful. Just saying,
the wings were a bit much for me, but whatever. But the rest of his gears.
Did you borrow the glasses to him or what? Because those look familiar. So
they look like Elton John glasses, didn't they?
Yeah, kind of.
So we're gonna go. I mean,
like Curry. Come on, bro.
Yeah, Hambone, my man.
Whatever. Shit.
So, I mean, the Worlds Collide. Neither of us watched it. I was up north with family, so it was kind of one of those deals where I looked it up. It sounded like a good pay-per-view.
No. Yes, I do.
Yeah. I do, actually.
I guess you did. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. All right. That's fair.
CD Christopher Daniels. I didn't watch Worlds Collide.
I know that. I have to. Mandy Rose won. I watched that one. Mandy Rose won. That was impressive. I seen that Braun Breaker brought the house down. Great stuff. He apparently stole Jimmy Hart's jacket on the Raw. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was Worlds Collide. I'm not a big NXT fan, so I'm sorry. I guess I might not be a complete wrestling fan, but we have our opinions, right?
And speaking of opinions, I think we're gonna go right into AEW.
All right, let's go.
I mean,
better be ready.
I didn't watch. My stream of that event was so spotty. I didn't catch everything, but I got what I needed out of it. The ladder match, I want to know, and this is why I'm going to tune in on Wednesday, is that ladder match. What kind of arrangement does MJF have with that group, and why does he need?
That would be my question to you, man. That's your guy.
What does he need those guys for?
I don't know, but that's your guy.
Oh, I love MJF.
But why does he have to come packing?
I want to know that.
Is he because he's not man enough to do it himself? He proved that.
Scott, I'm going to say this. He's better than you, and you know it.
Well, he might be. No, I don't think so. I'm just saying. Why do you have to bring 5 guys, big cast, and 4 others?
It's called an insurance policy.
It might be. Because he's a heel. He ain't a heel no more, in my opinion. Everybody's popping for him. The heel is everybody's got it all wrong. The heel, they are going to try to make it out, and I think it's going to be great. Is my boy, CM Punk. So, But
I mean, we're going to get to that here in a little bit. Do you just want to say, pardon my language, fuck the card, and we'll just talk about that for the rest of the show?
No, let's go down the card.
I have no problem talking.
Let's go down the card.
I have no problem talking about that.
Because my boy Sting was in there with Darby Allin, and Sting again proved that he can wrestle, and he proved that a 62-year-old man can do what can still go. Unlike what you think, you think he should be out of here, but he proved his point. He came back with the mist. He won the match, and there we go.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
see. That's what I'm saying. This is 8. I don't know. I'm going to contradict myself, but if that's the facts, Hambone, that he wants to be a heel and Jericho wants him to be a face, that boy has some growing up to do. And I mean, I think he'd be great as a face. I really do. But he's that he's that sarcastic asshole.
That's his gimmick, and he'll never go away from that. Well, yeah, I mean, he is okay. So Stone Cold, we'll use Stone Cold as an example. He was a big time heel for the longest time, but guess what? This generation now loves themselves heels. They get behind those guys because they're entertaining, they're good on the mic, and oh, by the way, MJF can go. He can go with anybody in the business, in my opinion. He's just one of those guys that is super talented, and no matter what position you put him in, people are going to buy his merch. They're going to tune in every time that he's on the screen, and he is just one of the best and hottest heels in the business, and he will continue to be that until Tony Khan screws him up.
Back to that match though, back to the ladder match. I think it was a smart way to do it, bringing all those guys down and cashing in, beating everybody up and having him come down and take it back, take the chip and be good. And I'm okay with that. My thing is, I guess that's a better way to do it than having him just come down and interfering in it and being the mysterious Joker. So I'm okay with it. I just want to know, like you said, what's the plan? What are we going to do with these guys that came down? Like, what are you going to do with Morrissey and all that stuff? What are you going to do with them?
Well, it's gonna be his insurance policy. It's gonna be like, because he came out with he had the Pinnacle when he was here the first time, when he was big the first go around with everything. He's got to have his insurance policy. Right. Every heel has an insurance policy.
Right.
Shawn Michaels had Diesel.
Yep.
And that kind of thing. So, and I'm by no way, shape, or form am I saying Morrissey's going to be the next Kevin Nash, because that's far from the truth. But I think that's why he did it. Okay. That's why they booked it like that, because every heel's got some sort of. Ric Flair had Arn Anderson. I mean,
right.
So,
Razor Ramon had Kevin Nash.
Yeah, they always had somebody. A heel never works alone.
Yeah, it might be Hambone. They're employing them to help, like they did the Wardlow thing. I wasn't a fan of that though. Having Wardlow under a contract with MJF, I wasn't a fan. I was, because it took forever to get Wardlow out from underneath MJF.
And now he's doing great things for.
Yeah, but I just don't like that kind of storyline. I'm not a fan of it, but still, yeah, it might be good to do that again with these guys. I wasn't a fan of when they did it with Wardlow. So but if that's what they're going to do, that's the great storytelling that they can do in AEW, then great. But I want to talk about the Darby Allin, Miro, and the House of Black. The House of Black got beat, and I think, like we talked about earlier, Sheamus said goodbye. Was he saying goodbye? A member of the House of Black stood in the ring for a minute and waved at the crowd. Was he saying goodbye too?
You're talking about Malachi, right?
Yeah. Was he saying?
Malachi officially has came out and he asked for his release.
And they said no, though. They said no.
Tony said no. But I mean, was that Malachi's last time in a ring?
Well, that was
say,
what
you
I
know
was.
what? Screw you! I'm not gonna work for you.
That's what I was asking. I don't know. It could be.
I mean,
but
if someone wants out bad enough, they could legit take their ball and go home and be like, you know what? Screw you! You're gonna pay me my money. I'm just not gonna be working.
Yeah, seems like that's the case.
Oh, so Malachi never did ask for his release.
According to Fightful.
Fightful's pretty accurate. So
yeah. So we got Chris Jericho defeating the Brian
Danielson.
Yeah, so that was it. It was good to see Chris get over.
I was surprised that Chris went over, to be honest with you.
It was good to see him go over because he usually puts everybody else over, so finally he gets his shot. That was good.
It was cool to see the Lionheart gimmick again.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even come out with his Judas theme song. Like it was the old Lionheart theme song too. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Christian Cage and Jungle Boy. I was like, what?
That was, in my opinion, the biggest waste of time.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Christian Cage and Jungle Boy.
Right.
If you're gonna advertise that, don't double swerve us.
You're gonna bring out
don't Vince Russo the whole fucking.
You're gonna bring out Family Matters on live TV the day before, the week before, talking about person's mom and all this stuff. Give me a match.
Yeah.
Give me a match. So Swerve and Glory defeated They Claimed.
Well, we got to back that up though, because we had the trios match where the Young Bucks and Kenny.
Thank Rock Dogs for showing up. Hit the follow button. Yeah, they are saying Christian is hurt, so I guess that's a way to do it. But come on, he could have done something different.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Luchasaurus being on Christian Cage's side, but that's okay.
No, I'm kind of honestly that I'm kind of surprised they put the trio belts on the Bucks and Omega. I thought for sure they'd put them on Hangman and the Dork Order.
I was glad they didn't put on the Dork Order. God, I love to see. I mean, I'm not a Hangman Page fan, and I'm not a Dork Order fan either. So, in my opinion, Hangman Page runs his mouth too much and is a joke. Drinks too much beer about a year ago and couldn't lace his own boots. But that's just my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, I agree with Hambone. They should have went with the Dark Order and Hangman.
Smart for business, man. Give it to Bucks and the men that the EVPs.
Yeah, that's exactly why they shouldn't have put it on.
Well,
because I mean, give your boy more things to bitch about, I guess. But
so they, then we had actually Eddie Kingston in the pre-show, Pac and Kip Saban. The other match were quick matches.
That the women's match was actually quite the banger. I thought I enjoyed that one, that fatal 4-way for that Tony Storm ended up winning the championship. A little bit of heat now with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. That was a lot of fun, and but I think Tony Storm needed to win that, and I think everyone kind of knew she was going to win that one.
Hambone, I agree with you. They've been around. They stuck around with the business. I agree with that. I have no problem with agreeing with that. But you're not. You bring Kenny's coming back off of his injury, and the Young Bucks have been missing or whatever. I see why they did it. I see why they gave it to the Elite. Elite's the one that founded this stuff. So why not give it to them? I do all due respect to the Dark Order for sticking around. They've been there since day one too. And I agree with that. But
I agree with Hambone. They've been booked like absolute dog shit. They've been basically glorified jobbers. Give them something. How many times have the Young Bucks won a tag team championship?
Bro,
I
can't believe you're dissing on the Young Bucks. You're a big ass fan of the Young Bucks.
Matter
of fact, you want that muscle pop behind me.
I love the Young Bucks.
Then why hate on them?
I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying it was booked poorly. It should have gone to the Dark Order.
For what?
Just because you put over the EVPs, you put them over, and they've won how many tag team championships? Give someone else an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I just think I agree with what they did. Okay, so we want to go.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
We want to go there. Why are we not putting over Ruby Soho? Why are we not doing? She's been around. She's there. So she's been faithful since she's got there. I don't know.
I think you're in the minority, my man.
I might be in the minority, but hey, I don't care. I think I'm a fan of Kenny Omega. I'm a fan of the Young Bucks. I think they deserve to win that. And it was obvious. They
didn't need to, though. They didn't need to. Because making sure that the Dark Order doesn't win buries them. It does. So it buries them.
You're gonna bury your talent, your superstars. Like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, don't bury those.
It doesn't matter. Okay, there's a difference. You know how we've always said a belt doesn't make the person, right? The person makes the belt, or no, the person doesn't make the belt. The belt makes the person. So if you're having a hard time pushing, say, the Dark Order, but you have no problem getting the Bucks and Kenny over. They are your cornerstone. They don't need that championship. They don't need it. A team like the Dark Order, they might not completely need it, but it would help them get over more. Why not elevate a team that should be elevated more than the rest of them?
We're not going to agree on that. I don't think this loss is going to bury the Dark Order.
I think it's already buried them.
I think if they were buried long before this match. You can't blame this match. Just like you can't blame this match on.
But if mentality, like John Cena doesn't bury people, bullshit. Him not putting someone over buries them. They run the company. They buried a very talented group.
They didn't get buried, bro. They wrestled a great match. Hambone said it. Burying a guy would be being squashed. That wasn't a squash match, in my opinion.
But he just
wasn't a squash match. Tell me if that was a squash match.
It wasn't a squash match.
Okay, thank you.
But putting them over and letting them win that championship would have been, and I'm going to quote, best for business. Not your guys that could go out there and wrestle 3 mops and get over. The Young Bucks could wrestle you, me, and Hambone tomorrow night, and it'd be a sold-out arena because it's the Young Bucks. You, me, and Hambone wrestle the Dark Order tomorrow night. It's in a fucking bingo hall because no one gives a shit.
My point.
So why not push a great team?
Tony Khan is a smart businessman, so he's going to put over the people that's going to sell tickets. Am I right? You just said it. That's what you just said.
No, I said their names alone. The Dark Order need that championship to get to that level. Tomorrow night, if it was you, me, and Hambone against the Dark Order for the Trio Championship, you'd have a sold out arena. Promise you that. The Young Bucks can wrestle my left toe and sell out an arena without a championship on the line.
Okay,
because
so
they are the Young Bucks.
Okay, so let's stop there then. Why do you introduce the machine guns and give them a loss? Why are you going to introduce?
They're not under contract with AEW. You're not going to not put your guys over.
Okay. But the point is,
they're an impact tag team coming over to do a job for Tony. Just like Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay had enough of it and said, "Fuck you, Tony, I'm done." Because he didn't want to deal with Kenny and the Young Bucks anymore.
Same as another person, right? I'm just saying, you bring the machine guns over for a reason. You can't tell me Tony does not, that they're not in Tony's pocket. Okay?
I'm sure they signed on for a couple matches.
So why not? If you're complaining about the Dark Order not being put over, why can't you put the machine gun? Because FTR, which is a great tag team, probably one of the best tag teams around, with Wardlow, which is by far a powerhouse. Why couldn't you give FTR the loss? Because they've done everything they need to do, just like the Young Bucks, just like Kenny Omega, and push the machine guns. Because what happens if they sign? Now they're garbage. Now they're not. Now you got to bring them back up again.
Hambone just said it, and
But if we have this
FTR is legitimately the best tag team in the world. Why would you have them lose at the biggest pay-per-view your company has? There's no reason for that.
Because you're contradicting yourself, Matt. Because why would you? Okay, so Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are probably one of the top people in their business too. So why would you bury them? I'm just saying, there's something there's got to be something that works with the machine guns, and it's. I would have thought they would have won, but you go with your friends, man. You go with your buddies.
No,
everybody has a different opinion. I'm probably the mark of them all. That's probably what everybody's saying. I have my opinion, and I say what I say. I'm not saying I'm right.
But why would you? FTR is the hottest and the best tag team in the world. Why would you have them lose? Oh, and they were with Wardlow, the TNT champion. Why would you have your three hottest guys lose to guys who aren't even employed by the company?
You're using that not employed by the company as a way to get out of my question. The same thing. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are just as popular of people or stars in that business.
But they don't need a belt, is what I'm trying to say. They don't need a championship.
Do you think FTR and Wardlow need a belt after all they've done? I think you could take the belts off FTR right now, and they'd be still one of the best sought after tag teams. They don't need the belts.
All right.
You don't know what to say, do you?
No, because you got me so frustrated. This is borderline Minnesota Viking territory right now. Because you make absolutely no sense. Dark Order, they need that. They needed that, in my opinion. They needed that to boost them to the level of, say, the Machine Guns and all those type of tag teams and groups. Because no one really takes them very seriously. Now, do the Young Bucks and Kenny need that? Hell no. They've already done that. How many, they don't need that. Some people need a strap. They don't. They can get over without one. A Dark Order, I think, needs that extra little push and a more TV time.
I'm okay with you saying they need more TV time, but you're missing my question. You're saying that Dark Order should have went over on Kenny and Young Bucks.
Absolutely.
Because they don't need it. Okay, so I'll agree. Let me agree with that. That way you can calm down. I'll agree with that. Give the Dark Order a push. Beat the big guys. Beat the EAV, whatever they are. My question to you is, if you have that statement, that feeling about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, you better have that same feeling about FTR and Wardlow. Other than take out of the picture that the machine guns aren't employed by Tony Khan.
FTR and
that's
the
all
way
I'm
I
asking.
view things, if I'm looking at a match, FTR, and if I'm booking a match, and I might be the only one out here that thinks like this. If I'm looking at that match between FTR and the Machine Guns, who wins in a shoot fight? I think FTR beats the living piss right out of those guys. I do.
I'm saying, Matt, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm going with what you laid out here as the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega not needing a title. And that's why Dark Order should be put over.
Yes.
My same statement is then the Machine Guns and Jay Lethal, who are up and coming, who will eventually be in AEW, right? They needed to be put over over FTR, and same thing, so they can get that push.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Can we agree that All Out is AEW's WrestleMania, right?
Yeah,
it's their biggest show of the year. So you're telling me that Triple H next year should at WrestleMania throw the Usos in a tag match against DIY and have DIY take the titles off of them, or have them go over?
If we're going to promote new people coming in, that's what your argument is. The Dark Order needs a push.
Machine Guns, they've already what? Okay, you're missing what I'm saying.
No, you're missing. Okay.
The Motor City Machine Gun's been around for 15 or so years, because Chris Sabin has been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. The Motor City Machine Gun's been around for 10 plus years. Mm-hmm. The Dark Order have not been around that long and need that elevation. Motor City Machine Guns, you know what you're getting. They're good, and the same thing with Scorpio Sky. Or not Scorpio Sky, Jay Lethal. I'm sorry. You know what you're getting with those three. You know that those guys could wrestle a mop and get over. Dark Order, you don't. So they can come in, and later on, the Machine Guns can come in without a belt and get over.
Okay. All right. That's all right. I'm not going to sit here and have a bitch fest about our opinions when it's you have yours, everybody. I have mine. I'll probably be the joke of TikTok, but that's okay. I will come back firing if that's what has to happen. But I'm just saying, if we're all casual wrestling fans, we all have out of respect have to listen to other people's. That's what I'm asking you to do. And I listen to what you said. I agree. You're right. The Dark Order needs to get pushed, because without being pushed, they suck. Okay, no one wants to watch the Dark Order. I don't. They're one of my popcorn. Go eat popcorn when they come on. I don't. So I guess you're gonna push over a popcorn. You're gonna push over a snack time tag team to give them more visibility. Okay, cool. I agree with that.
Or how are you going to develop a talent when they don't get TV time?
I agree. I agree with you, Matt. I agree. But
all right,
I want you to agree with me. Whether because the only thing you have to say about the Machine Guns is they are not under contract. They need a push. If they will eventually be under contract. You know that.
They can go back to TNA and get that.
That'd be a mistake. Tony Khan let them go back to TNA. That'd be a huge mistake. Because I watched them.
That's where they are. They have a free floating contract.
Well, Tony Khan needs to scoop them up. And so I don't know. That's my opinion. It was. You're right. That match of Hambone was pointless. But I think that Letho and the Machine Guns needed their push, and they didn't get it. They got sent back home, if you will. And I guess that would be the next statement Matt makes, is that's a Tony Khan mistake, because he's a fan of Tony Khan for sure.
Oh,
So
we got a very small window to get to what the juicy stuff. So
you go fire, because I'll fire back. Know I will.
Now I'm going to read a statement from Dave Meltzer. We're just going to skip right into the CM Punk stuff, fellas. This is a statement issued by Dave Meltzer. And I'm typically not a huge Dave Meltzer guy, because I feel like he doesn't spill all the truth. But Uncle Dave says nobody's allowed to talk or wants to talk because, well, they're not allowed to talk because there's pending legal issues based on what happened. It's not a work at all. And if you don't have legal issues and police officers running in there, it's not a work, that's for sure. There's legal people involved. There's a lot of legal situations involved and can be very messy. I think that's one of the reasons why no one in AEW is allowed to talk about it. And from a company standpoint, no one is talking, but they're going to have to at some point address it.
Rock Dog X, thanks. You're right. Wardlow needs his own angle. I agree with you, man. Sorry.
Now, CM Punk, what he did, he won. He got his win. He got his title back. And he went rogue in that media scrum. Well, at least it appeared that he went rogue. Now, my question to the millions and millions of people who aren't watching this,
and those that are not in attendance,
and for the 3 watching at home, work or shoot. I don't want an explanation. I just want to know, work or shoot. What do you think?
Shoot. No, I'm sorry. Work.
If it's a work, then good job. You got everyone talking. If it's a shoot, shit's gonna get real and it's gonna hit the fan. And Hambone, I hope you're wrong. I really do, because stuff like this will be the reason AEW folds at the end. Because you can't have guys bringing other people's, like, talking about paying someone's bills for 7 to 8 years, and talking about how he basically supported Colt Cabana for that many years and all this and that. That took it. Oh, I mean, and he wasn't even in the goddamn pay-per-view. Punk had no reason to talk about him. None. Now, calling out of the EVPs, Hambone, I mean, talking about your EVP would be like me walking up to my boss and saying, "You're an empty-headed fuck." Guess what? If I were to say that to my boss, guess what would happen? This empty-headed fuck would be on his way home without a job. But because CM Punk has that strap and is Tony Khan's cash cow, nothing's going to happen to him. The thing that's going to happen is the Bucks are going to get talked to about how they handled the situation. And Tony Khan's going to say, "Hey, you need to calm it down." That's the facts. That's what's going to happen. But Punk won't get touched, in my opinion.
Serta, man, I kind of can agree with you, certain man, because MJF's return, but MJF got a huge pop, so I'm not too concerned.
But we should be talking about him. We shouldn't be talking about fucking CM Punk. Should we?
Why not? Why not? We can't talk about a guy that stated his opinion. Like, okay, like I said earlier, when you got a beef with your people on at work, you went to Facebook. Did you not once? And you took it down, but you did it. We all did it.
I didn't call
we did it. But
I didn't call my boss an empty-headed fuck.
No, but okay, so take his words out of there. He said he spoke his mind. And we all are crazy. This is a big time. Okay, let's go back to, I was thinking about this like today, prior to the show. So way back when Vince was in charge and there was no social media. There was
no more.
There was a Montreal screw job. Talking shit. Talking shit. There are stories about Vince getting punched in the face and spit on. Those are stories out there. Okay? But no one talks about those stories because there was no internet, there was no social media. Let's talk about what Duke the Dumpster Josie said about things I didn't even know about, maybe everybody else, because I'm a bigger mark than anybody here. I didn't know anything about how big of an asshole Shawn Michaels was. He spoke his mind just like CM Punk is speaking his mind. So, but he didn't get talked about. He was a total asshole in the back.
Ham bones, perfect. It's 2022, not 1997.
But the stuff happens. We get our panties in a bunch because one guy speaks his mind like everybody else did back in the 1990s. Because now there's a shit ton of social media and a shit ton of creators trying to build content over this, over a guy speaking his mind. Should he have done it in the fashion he did it? No, but it had to be done.
He should have acted more professional. I mean, it is.
But we're not talking about what Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are, how they acted backstage, are we?
Yeah, but that wasn't broadcast on a channel. That wasn't broadcasted over social media.
Okay, so I think, whatever. You guys are having your opinion. I have my opinion. I'm not going to sit here and argue about this. I'm going to go probably drink my Coke or something like this, and I'll be good. I'll be fine with my day. You have your opinion, Matt. I think it's a work. I really do. And then we're all going to go.
I hope it is.
Because
I hope it is. Like we're all saying, we aren't anti-Punk. We're anti how he acted in that moment.
But if it was a work, once you find out it's a work, you're not going to care two shits about how he did it.
It's still going to leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Bullshit. I think Tony Khan is a smart guy. I think this is a work. I think the dirt sheets I think they're using the dirt sheets to sell this as a work. And they're backstage listening to everybody talk, and they're laughing their asses off because what did it do? It has Hambone, Rock Dog, Serta-Man, you, me, all the rest of the wrestling community tuning in on Wednesday to see what happens.
Just like MJF has to say.
Just like the end. No, you're not. Come on, bro. You're not just tuning in to see what MJF has to say. You're going to see, just like you did with NWO and Hogan and Hall and Nash and Bischoff, you're wanting to see what they're going to say. So
they're obviously not going to say anything because if legal actions are being pursued, which I have a tendency to believe what Dave wrote and said on his podcast earlier today, that I seriously think that it's if there's legal action, someone's not going to be with someone's going to not have a job,
and some other company's going to have a better start.
HPWP can take over CM Punk's contract, but no one else is going to touch him.
We'll see.
I guarantee you won't go anywhere near the WWE.
And AEW will be missing a piece of the puzzle that they need desperately. They can't afford to lose CM Punk. All he said, guys, all he was saying was, I mean, I loved it. He was very intelligent. Sure, he used F words and shit like that. Sure. What he was saying, but you're not talking about the praises he gave Moxley and how he talked about how coming up with Moxley being over the other place. We're not talking about the praises he went to bat for the EVPs and the people in back, like the Dean Malenko's and the stuff like the guys in back training these young kids. He made that point of the new talent don't give two shits, and they better start giving two shits about the people in the back. But we're not talking about that because we're talking about the F-bombs he dropped on the EVPs.
He called the EVPs empty-headed fucks.
No, he called the people that don't listen to the EVPs. He was bashing them, man. He praised Adam Cole. Absolutely.
But Adam Cole is not an EVP.
But what you're missing what I'm saying. He praised the guys in the back. And he told the youngsters, get in line, bros. You better start paying attention. You got a lot of talent in the back that these youngsters, the Dork Order, need to start paying attention to. Is it false information? Is it? I don't know.
No, but the thing is, you don't call out your boss. You don't call out your boss for something that could be detrimental.
Could he have been doing it as a friend, calling out a friend, or what he thought was a friend? Could he have?
I know I'm not gonna be like accusing a friend of mine.
But my statement is he's frustrated. Could he have been frustrated at your friend? Have you ever said anything to your friends that you're frustrated and you didn't mean to say? Or you meant to say, but it came out way too strong?
Okay, if I do that, it's not. In my experiences, if you have a job that you're really good at,
is there video coverage of him taking a swing at people? I'd love to see that.
Multiple sources say that he did it.
I mean, who are your multiple sources?
Who are the multiple sources during the Montreal screw job that says Vince got laid out?
Nobody, because there's no video coverage. Sorry.
No video coverage of this either.
But
you said that was a shoot.
Did he? No, I said no one knows what that was because there's no internet. No one's talking about that because there was no internet.
I mean, Hambone's a big CM Punk guy, just like I am. But he needed to act a little bit differently. You hold that strap. You are the face of the company now. So the face of the company can walk down that hallway, look at Kenny and the Young Bucks, his legit EVPs of that company you work for, and say, fuck you. And get away with it. Because he's Tony Khan's cash cow.
Like I said in our conversation, on the phone, Matt, if this is a shoot,
I really hope it's a work.
I hope it's a work. If this is, I'll close with this, and I'm not going to argue anymore. You guys heard my opinion. I don't even think I'm arguing with my brother. I just think we have different opinions and we like to express it. Just like I expressed the Lions over the Minnesota Vikings. But my question to you, Matt, like I said, talked to you this morning. If it's a shoot, then Tony Khan or those EVPs need to man it up, step it up, and pull him into the office and give him a fine.
I don't think a fine's good enough. I think he needs to be suspended. I really do.
Or whatever. Because this got more heat. This got more conversation than Marshawn Lynch saying what he said. I'm only here to get fined because I don't want to get fined. It's the same thing as Allen Iverson's with his practice. The same thing. There, they get on their platforms, they use their platforms, they express how they feel, and they talk LeBron James, etc. LeBron James is okay. No one wants to talk. No one talks about LeBron James dissing everybody and making a democracy of the NBA. But we want to talk about some wrestling character that. So if that's the case, fine him, suspend him.
Well, no,
stop talking about
perfect. If it's a shoot, TK needs to sit down, Punk, the Young Bucks, and Omega, and have them work it out. And if they don't, then Punk needs to be punished. And I think suspension. You need to if it was a legit shoot.
Isn't that what I just said?
If it's a legit, they need to strip him of that championship too.
They're going to take it off him anyway. It's the next pay-per-view. That's how this works. They're going to give it to MJF, and I think that it's again. I'm not a fan of MJF, so and we're going to see him mouth off. It's okay for him to drop the F-bomb on his boss on TV.
Now, that one obviously was a scripted work.
So I agree. Yeah, Serta, you're right. If you're going to take it off, if that's the exact way you're going to go, but see, no one wants to talk about Omega and the Young Bucks spot in this whole thing. They want to talk about what CM Punk did. I agree, Serta. I agree. If you're going to take it off of Punk, you need to take it off of Omega and the Young Bucks. If that's what you're going to do, if that's what punishment you're going to hand out, because there's four people involved, and Hangman, 4 people involved in this whole thing.
So, you do realize that what Hangman said was 4 months ago. So, Punk's been walking around the locker room for the last 4 months, pissed off,
sitting at home.
He's just now deciding to pop off.
Was he? He was injured, wasn't he, Matt? Get back in the picture. Wasn't he injured for a while? He just recently came back. He hurt
4 months ago.
He
said that before he won the championship. So why did he wait so long to pop off about it?
All right. I'm not. You're trying to get every different angle, but that's okay. I'm just saying. I agree. I agree with you, Matt. Something ought to happen. If it's a shoot, something ought to happen. But it's not just to him. It might better happen to. It's to the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, everybody ought to be sit down and talk.
Oh, for sure.
So,
but if it's a shoot, then all 4 of those guys need to be taken care of.
He was gone 3 months. He wasn't backstage walking around. He was probably fuming about this for 3 months. And finally, he gets a chance to spout off and say what he best. Now, again, don't get me wrong. If it was a shoot, he probably could have chose different words and different ways. I'm just saying. I think you missed my point, Matt. I'm just trying to say he had the right to say what he said.
So he had the right to.
No, I didn't say it. No, I said.
Hold on.
Use different words.
What about all that? What about all that stuff? How he brought the whole Colt Cabana thing in. Colt Cabana, that whole situation needed to be left off of the show, off of everything. He was acting like a child in that situation.
Probably Omega and the Young Bucks in the back were acting like children too. We're grown-ass adults, and we act like children sometimes. Because we get caught up
over something that happened, and
we get caught up on our emotions. Well, how many
bring up shit that happened 7 years ago? And to me, it sounds like a bad breakup. That CM Punk's the bitter girlfriend at that point.
You ever talk shit about your sister or your brother? Oh, no. I do.
I love my sister and my brother.
Yeah, you do. Do you ever talk shit about your wife?
No.
All right, I'm going somewhere else. We shouldn't go. Sorry, this is Youth Pop Wrestling Podcast. We shouldn't do that, should we?
But it's, I mean, I need to get going here in a few minutes.
Yeah. Guys, appreciate you guys listening to our bantering towards each other. Truly, guys, I will say this: my brother and I do love each other. We do have great times.
I kind of went heel today.
A lot of this is our opinions, and I'm glad we have the platform to share our opinions. As my wife told me several hours ago, as my brother and I are talking about this, the infamous Edie Rodgers, who appeared on one of my TikTok videos, she said, "Scott, this stuff is fake as nuts. Remember, it's fake as nuts.
It's real to me, damn it."
And thanks, Hambo, and have a good day. But yeah, I appreciate you guys listening to us on this HPWP podcast. Till Thursday.
I do want to leave with this. I myself have a lot of pent up anger towards something, but I chose not to pull. Maybe that's what happened today. Maybe I got a little heated because of what happened on TikTok on Friday. Can I blame that on him? Or can I? But if you guys are from TikTok, thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. Andrew and I will try to make something happen on Friday. Hopefully we get our live back. Babyface Ginger's Kid. Awesome.
What's up, Babyface Ginger's Kid? Thanks for popping on. Thanks for following us, man. I appreciate it. So
we like our verbal fist fights. It was fun. But yeah, so I gotta go get Andrew. Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
And
thanks for the 1,000 that didn't watch and 5 that hung out with us.
For the 1,000 not watching.
Appreciate you guys
at home not watching.
Here's Pop Wrestling out.